Welcome, everyone, to Right Size Livin, where recovery meets real life. From health and fitness to humor and hard-earned lessons, this is your space for honest conversations, personal stories, and tips to thrive in every aspect of life. Whether you're in recovery or just curious about living alcohol and addiction-free, you're in the right place. Let's dive into the journey together.
All right, so let's go around and do our buy-ins. We're gonna have our weekly buy-ins now.
Okay,
Um,
start, James.
okay, I'll go first. I'm probably 7. Yeah, things are going all right. I've got to, I've got to like the beginnings of a community up here. Still a lot of change, but I mean, I'm just taking the action steps you know, and things are generally okay. Seabass was up during the week last week, and we met up and went to dinner, which was cool. That was a nice kind of change up during the week, and we went to this meeting, which was not probably the greatest meeting I've ever been to, but it was cool just being able to connect with one of you guys. So that was awesome. So yeah, I'm a 7.
I guess I'll go. I'm probably a 7 as well. Had a busy week last week, working up in Tacoma, where I went and saw James for dinner, and we had a meeting. That was good to see him up there. And I am going to have a busy week this week as well. Keep things rolling though. Another wrestling championship here in Oregon, so that will keep me busy in Portland. But it's all good. And yeah, that's about it.
I'll go ahead and go next. I would say I'm like an 8.5 out of 10. Feeling pretty good today. Just kind of looking forward to this. And just had a good week. A lot of good topics and meetings. A lot of, one is just getting through the week is a win, right? Um, so it felt good to just kind of recharge and decompress a little this weekend.
And
And
you got to work out on Saturday, right?
I did, yeah. All this hurts everywhere.
It wasn't that pain's not from the bacon you ate though.
No, I had the bacon sweats half the day yesterday, but no, the pain is from,
What was the workout?
Deadlifts, thrusters, and power cleans,
Yowza.
and some jogging.
Ooh.
You always go on the hardest days, T-Bone.
it wasn't necessarily that hard. It was just all core and upper body, right? With the barbells. But it was good. It felt good, guys. It really did. Rob pushed me.
No half measures.
Papa Rob.
Three-quarter measures from my part.
Rob,
I'm good. I'm I can't compete with an 8.5, but I'm a solid 7 plus. Yeah, I'll get into more about it later. I had a good week. Yeah, had some good meetings, had some good connections with people, new information, or I got shit to talk about with the job. Everything's just moving the way it's supposed to, and I just got to learn how to keep moving with it. So I'm good.
I'd say I'm a 8.5 too. Just things are going, smoothly, and I'm picking up the guys from Treehouse tonight to go to a meeting, which is exciting. I played pickleball with them on Friday, which is great. They seem excited and energetic, some of them anyway. And even when we have our Thursday meetings, it's good. It seems like there's some good energy going on in that house. And it's great to see. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Did everybody see that?
All right. Let's jump into it. So
Smooth segue.
let's let's
Here we go.
it's raining. In
Yeah,
case
I
you
was
didn't
gonna
notice.
mention that. I was gonna minus probably a number off of mine because of the rain. I'm actually 6. This weather sucks.
It's terrible.
James, you'd love it down here, man. It's supposed to rain like 5 inches in the next 4 days.
Oh,
Atmospheric river,
oh,
they
we're
call
getting the
it.
same atmospheric river up here. It's glorious.
Yeah.
It used to be called the Banana, or no, the Pineapple Express.
Pineapple
Yeah.
Express. Yeah.
They call it Atmospheric River because it
Sounds
That's
cool.
sounds
Keeps
more
it green,
dramatic.
you know,
A good strain.
keeps it green.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Hey, well,
We got some on that note, we do got some really good days the next week, I believe, like Thursday, Friday. So hopefully,
Yeah.
we all can get outdoors and wear some shorts, stuff like that.
I wear shorts every day, Anthony. It's
Oh
been
yeah.
short weather for the last 2 or 3 years.
I like that.
Great.
I love that. When I moved here, I did that, and then the legs got cold. But
I just bought 3 pairs of shorts. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
yeah, me
You
too.
could get some, we could get you some capris, Anthony. You and Coach could wear capris together.
no, capris were like 90 late, so I'm
Yeah,
done with
but you
that.
could show your calf,
Aren't
right? So there's benefits.
aren't they coming back into style, capris?
Let's just tell them they are.
I think they
I,
are, dude. Like
I
Kendrick wore those bell-bottom pants, and those are back in style now again. So
I bought some cargo shorts. Those are back too.
are they?
Love
Yeah,
me a good pair of cargo shorts.
yeah,
Got the pockets.
Super efficient, dude.
very
You know?
efficient. Yeah,
Yeah,
stylish.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fashion bone.
All of my gay friends would argue with you, Anthony.
I would argue with you too.
They would definitely tell you that cargo shorts are definitely not in, but I'm all about it. I'll wear them with you.
See,
Even even cargo
Bob,
sweatpants are in.
I don't think
I,
cargo shorts ever went out, did
I
they?
don't exactly. I don't think they ever did. And
Always
and
been.
I think if you're doing things for yourself, then you're doing it for the right reason, right?
Woo! So I
Yeah,
can pull
dude.
out the parachute pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
Hammer
say
time,
that
dude.
I will
Hammer
say
time.
that as a photographer, cargo anything is super helpful. Like I carry batteries, extra lens, like cleaning supplies, like
Beef jerky.
beef jerky, snacks,
Yeah.
all that good
It
stuff.
was it was really helpful as a drug addict too.
Yeah, super helpful.
Nice baggy pockets. My shit didn't get squished and
You know,
melted.
got pockets for your pipes and shit. It's great.
Woo!
Is
Yeah.
that a
Yeah.
is that a giveaway for an addict? Is cargo pants?
No, no. Maybe a
No
giveaway for a
chances.
smart addict. You you wear them for a good 10, 12 days in a row. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of cargo pants up in Tacoma. I wonder if they're smart up there, huh?
Depends on which side of the town you were on, but yeah.
I was in Skid Row, right?
Yeah, you stayed in like the most fucked up
Where?
area.
Would you stay off of Portland Avenue?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, that's literally 38th is where my dealer's at.
Right.
Gosh.
Portland and 38th.
La Quinta. I was at La Quinta.
Oh, I know right where you're at, dude. I used to, yeah, bad spot.
It
I
was
know.
horrible. It was horrible.
Woo. Wow.
Is it at least getting better? I've never been to Tacoma specifically.
I mean, no.
I
Not
don't
No.
think that
really.
area will ever get better, dude.
Not
Oh
really.
wow.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
pretty,
Seabass, I thought about hitting you up Thursday. I know you were tired to go to Wiener Schnitzel though. I was like, we should hit Wiener Schnitzel.
yeah,
I was tired too.
there was a Wiener Schnitzel in Santa Cruz where I grew up, and that was the only place I've been to Wiener Schnitzel. I haven't been to any other one since then.
Never been to one. That's why I want to go. There's one in Fife right there, right by the
Yeah,
lake.
It's not
Yeah.
that great, man.
Not great. It's like
Dude, hot
McDonald's.
dogs are great anywhere. You guys
Yeah,
are
but
fooling yourselves.
see, yeah, I agree. Chili dogs especially, and like, so I love White Castle, and that's not that great either. It's repulsive, but it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm just gonna say it like this. It's not you're not gonna leave there feeling great about yourself, but it's gonna taste pretty greasy and good, right?
Yeah.
What's my motivation for going there? Like, if my expectations are met, I'm feeling great about myself. I'm not going there to have a salad.
No,
Right.
exactly. I love the schnitz.
I love this
I would
schnitzel.
love to open a schnitz up in Portland one day.
Chili
Life
cheese.
goal.
I do remember the chili dog was pretty fucking tasty.
Yeah, and they got the two chili dogs and a fry meal. I was like, ooh,
James is
yeah,
really going home wrecked.
thinking about it.
They also have these they were like one of the first to do the chocolate dipped vanilla cone, believe it or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
love those.
Good history, man. Good job.
If we're talking about honesty, I honestly love those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who honestly can say they don't?
Yeah. I honestly can't.
What meeting did you guys go to up there? Because I know I went to all that was my first 10 years of recovery was Gig Harbor in Tacoma.
I
We went Federal Way.
Federal Way Men's Stag. Yeah,
Oh, I think I've been there.
yeah, you probably have. It's a pretty well-known meeting, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe I've been there.
It was a lot of old timers. And then, like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, one of their regulars passed away like
Oh,
the day before or the week before.
oh, one of those meetings. Yeah,
Yeah. And
More of
so,
a memorial than
yeah.
meeting, but it was
That's
good.
good. That's what we want, right? Right. Hopefully, when I die, like there'll be a meeting that says, "Man, Rob was a good guy,"
yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
that's so. I mean, if they had that, I mean, yeah, it's not a great meeting for outsiders to be at, but it's
So
that's good.
James, I told Sarah about our meeting, and you know, I told her, I said, the takeaways that I got from that meeting, yeah, it kind of felt like one of our meetings where it was like a big hoorah, like milestone meeting. But the couple takeaways that I got was that it's nice to know, and we talked about this at the subject came up, grief came up at Treehouse like a couple weeks ago, and I've never had to deal with grief in my sobriety. Like I don't know, I don't know what's going to happen when I have to deal with it. I do know that I have a group where I can go to get the support, and I'm not going to have to be alone. Um, I won't feel uncomfortable crying in front of all you guys, and I'll get the love and support that I need. So that's the takeaway that I got, like being there and seeing a group of guys crying, and remembering this guy that they all loved, kind of made me feel like, okay, if I ever need this kind of support, I know where to go, and I'm not going to be alone. So it was good to witness that, to see that, because I personally haven't had to deal with grief in my life a whole lot. So that's what I
Yeah,
took.
it was pretty cool. I mean, to be honest with you, like I mentioned that the guy who's sponsoring me now, when I told him we were going to be going to that meeting, he mentioned this gentleman's name as like so and then yesterday in the group I've been going to, the kind of the new home group I'm going to, his name got brought up again. So he was really well known in the area apparently in meetings, and so
Name, he sounds like a movie star.
really well known. So, yeah, no, I mean, I mean, my thing it was just cool to be able to meet up with you that night. You know what I mean? That was a good time. I'm really glad that we were able to make that work. So, yeah, yeah,
You guys missed out.
Yeah.
yeah, you guys
Wish I
should
could have
come
been there.
to
Yeah,
Tacoma.
thanks for the invite, man.
You guys could have stayed with me at La Quinta Skid Row.
Yeah.
Hot.
Nope.
Gee,
Plenty of rescue opportunities there for you, T-Bone. Yeah,
no more rescue ops.
yeah. Get you
Although it
killing
seems
class.
enticing, seems enticing. So real quick, sorry, I would have to. Speaking of when we're all together again, a few of us got to see each other yesterday, but James, is there a trip planned on the horizon for you? Maybe one day soon.
Yeah, I think well we kind of talked about it yesterday, so I'm thinking about coming up next month maybe. So I don't know, the 22nd that weekend. We'll see. So block off Saturday the 22nd for
Cheat day.
well, T-Bone, you've got an idea, but
I do. I
um
do.
did you
I do.
mention a hike up to a hot
Oh,
spring? Just a couple of dudes hiking up for a hot spring.
not a big deal.
Nothing to see here.
I'm down.
I know,
Is it a
right?
naked hike?
No,
At
I
the
don't think
end.
so.
And
At the end.
It's your hike. You do what you
We could
will.
do our podcast in the hot spring naked.
Whoa, not a bad
there won't be
idea.
any Wi-Fi out there.
You don't need a Wi-Fi to record the podcast. We just set up the yeah.
And then, okay, that's true.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be naked.
What are you
It
afraid
just
of, Anthony?
everything.
There's some honesty.
Yeah,
I
honestly,
like it.
right?
Yeah.
Um, going back to, unfortunately, like you guys had a real, James, that's awesome that you're coming soon. Looking forward to it. Mark it with a purple heart on the calendar next to me.
Yeah. For Huskies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Them.
I got to start doing green hearts.
Green Hearts. Yeah, that makes
Green
sense.
hearts are good. Oh, you brought up something like, and I don't want to, I don't need, I don't know that we need to share how this person passed away, but like, unfortunately, in the community we are in, death is an inevitable part, right? Like the people are going to die, and sometimes it's not going to be in a good way, right? Because of the reality of this disease. I don't know. When that's happened in my life, it unfortunately you have to grieve for the person, but like it also serves as a harsh, hard reminder, like an honest reminder, right? Like there's a severity and a weight here, and it, if anything, it like kicks my ass a little bit. And I hate to be so like selfish or self-centric about how I process some of that, but like that's the reality. Is like I've had two people die in recovery back in Los Angeles who were tight, and like it it hurt, you know.
At the time, were you were you sober or not?
Yeah, there was a time in 2017 when I got almost a year, and I there was three other guys, four of us in total. We were like the same exact age, and I wasn't working at the time. It was great. All we did was drive around town and go to meetings like every single day. And within a month, two of them passed, um, and went to both their funerals, you know, and then shortly after went back to the old lifestyle.
So during that time, were you able to go to meetings to get the support that you needed? Like, what did you do for that?
I did, but the community that I built there, like then and there in that moment in time, wasn't large enough. So when two out of four of your best guys pass away so quickly, like it was just a weird freaking time.
So there's the lesson, right? And we talk about the same thing, when we're going to treatment, they teach us, or we teach them, however you want to look at it. I need to expand my team. I can't just depend on this small handful of people to carry me through the hard times, and I can't just depend on those guys to keep me sober because it won't happen. Eventually, the odds are, right, if we're all newly sober together, the odds are we're not going to stay sober. Not even chances of out of four people, the chances of one person staying sober is not good, right? Um, so
Right.
yeah, like you just said, you didn't have a big enough um, group of people to keep your momentum going, right? So I think it's really important, and that's one thing we do really well. All of us, we have an amazing connection with some really great people. Some newer in sobriety, some not so new. And I think that's Keith and I were talking about it yesterday. I think it's really important to have a diverse group of people, as long as we all have the same core beliefs and are working towards the same goal. It's important to have a big enough group of people that I can lean on multiple people at one time if I need to.
Yeah.
It's too
What?
soon. It's like Swiss cheese, as Too Soon says, right? You have different layers. Like there could be your first layer, your core group of people, but you got those secondary layers of people you can communicate with. But or call it hub and spoke, whatever you want to call it, right? Like having those relationships, a lot of them is critical.
Yeah, I keep a small group, a core group that I go to for advice. Don't even use my sponsor really, but I have three or four people that I go to for advice. And honestly, that could change. Like I have some guys that I've had since the beginning, people that I just know will be there and give me solid advice. But those things change, right? I have you guys, and it depends on what the challenge is. I'll go to whoever is better at dealing with the certain challenge that I'm in. Because Anthony will have a great solution for one thing, James will have a different solution for a different thing, right? So that's the great thing about having a diverse group of friends is we can all help each other with different things. Normal people don't have that blessing.
Good point.
Yeah. I've I've gotten I've gotten support from you, Rob, as you know, during that one time that I had a little health scare, and without knowing you, or if I wasn't in the program, I know exactly what I'd be doing. I would definitely be drinking. Like you said, the relationships that we have, or that I have in this program, are way more more open and honest, and I'm able to express my real emotions, and able to deal with tough situations like that, the health scare that I had, and able to get through it.
Hmm.
Never had that in my life before. So definitely thankful for all you guys and the group.
I mean, I've never ever had support like this with, with you guys and the community, which is, it's a shock to me, but I've noticed that I'm able to navigate issues uh now much easier than I ever did in the past, because it was always, I couldn't even express, concerns or anything really with my wife. And so I've always had to internalize and try to figure out how to deal with things on my own. I mean, I had my mom that I could talk to, but and she was sympathetic and was like, "Oh, typical mom behavior." But actually having, you know, feedback, whether it good or bad, on situations, and it's been, like I say, really a lot easier to navigate the feelings that I have, or something that I'm feeling inside, that my brain's telling me. And it's easier now. I can see the progress just in the last 7 months, that the negative voices in my head are less believable. And because I'm able to actually get you know pretty quick feedback on expressing feelings that I'm having, or and so it's been a shock and very helpful. So
Yeah, to be honest, like that's one of the things that I mean, like I literally was rescued by the group last summer, all you guys, Rob started working with me, a bunch of other people that we know that I won't mention names here, but that we're all connected to in the community
Last summer.
just reached out when I was struggling last summer, and everybody could see it happening, and it honestly, you know, uh, it, it's one of the things that puts a little bit of concern in my mind going forward over the next couple years, because, you know, it that was a big part of getting me through, right? And is a giant layer of my support system. And it's different where I'm at right now, and it's gonna be probably changing more here in another 6 months for a period of time, and so yeah, that gives me a little concern.
Your support group's a little different up there, but do you feel like you have the support you need to get through, like, just, a tough situation, or a challenge? Like, are you going to be able to go? Do you have like I know you have us on our phones, you can text us anytime, but do you have people up there that you can go to, and, your home group and stuff like that?
I do. It's just a different, I don't know. This is a really, this group has a really cool connection, right? You know what I mean? We all kind of get each other's humor and everything. And so, yeah, I do, but it's just in a little bit of a different way, right? And it's still also new, right? I mean, I'm only not even 2 months into being back up here, you know?
you saying that they're more mature than we are?
Yeah.
No, no, not nearly as funny.
Not like
Um,
B-Flow, you're
yeah.
not just slide right in.
Yeah, dude. No, no. I mean, I'm not able to go to as many meetings too. That's a big part of it, right? I mean, I just that's kind of the reality of where I'm at right now. I can't make as many meetings as I was down there. So, um, but yeah, I mean, if we're gonna kind of be tying this back to honesty, that's kind of honestly a concern I've got right now, at least in my own world. Um, so yeah.
What triggered your complacency when that happened last summer?
You know, let me think here. Um, probably a lot of fear, right? You know, just fear about like what I was doing didn't seem to be working out how I had planned, right? And so there's a lot of control involved there, a lot of me trying to run the show, and it wasn't working out. Like, the balls and spinning was not working out, right?
So here's what didn't like we worked through this, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you went from really just focusing on recovery.
Yeah.
That got good, and you did what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to grow and look for what we're gonna do for our future, right? So you went back to school.
Right.
And that's a whole level of stress, right? But that's another layer. And then on top of that, you added a job that counters like it countered your schedule and your routine. So now you're working a graveyard job that you're not able to get a purpose necessarily out of. Like it wasn't, you weren't getting fulfilled from it, and it was frustrating, and your routine was blown up. And then you went inward and you started thinking that it was because you weren't enough,
Right.
right? When the reality was you were stacking up things against your recovery and your routine, right? Which is we need, I need to do that going forward, or I'm not going to grow professionally or outside of recovery. I have to grow that life also. But you were growing that life exponentially, and your recovery life was shrinking exponentially, right? And
Right.
then they got way out of balance. And then we go inward. I go inward and think, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I can't figure this out. And the reality was, it just wasn't a balanced transition.
Right.
Well, that's one of the things I mentioned when we were at dinner is for me, my life's going to get really busy coming up here starting in March, through the summer, where yeah, my life, my therapist told me, she's like, the easiest way to look at it is a pie chart. You got your life, you got your work, and you got your recovery. And then, hopefully those three things are, even slices. And like when Rob was saying, when work, gets bigger than the other two and takes over, then that's when you get out of whack. And that's and I've been in your situation. I've felt that way before, and I know exactly what I'm getting myself into. So yeah, it definitely worries me going into the spring, summer months. But and I talked to my therapist about this. I fit in recovery when I can, whether it's online meetings, in-person meetings, or even on, driving the truck for the farm. I start early and I can put on the 6:30, the dawn patrol. So I try to get or go to the recovery gym when I can. So yeah, my recovery piece is getting a little bit smaller, but it goes. I try to fit it in where I can. But I know I know exactly what you went through last summer because
In like this, like at least where I'm at now, and we kind of talked about this when we met up the other week or the other day. Like I think the difference between now and last summer for me is that like, you know, I I have a set schedule for my recovery things, right? And nothing preempts that schedule, right? Now it's not as frequent they don't happen as frequent as maybe I'd like, and they don't happen maybe necessarily with at least up to this point, the types of people like you guys that I've really, grown to love, because it's a new situation, but you know, they're still set. Like I'll be going to and that's something that we kind of talked about the other night for you, moving into this, part of your life that's going to be a little busier is maybe just like if you're able to set some days like
Yeah. No,
I'm
yeah,
going to meetings these days no matter what, and then um so that's been really helpful for me at least, but it's just different.
for sure.
Yeah.
But that's also what recovery is. Like you made the miracle and the reality is James, you made it through last summer. Yeah, you had support and all of that, but you were like
Fucked.
days, maybe that day, like you were really close to just going back out.
Yeah.
And yet you fucking held on. Like that's part of what recovery is. Like we have little ups and downs and we learn from it and we hope to not repeat it. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
lows, ups and downs.
Did the one thing perfect that you have to do is not pick up. So
And the reality is you did, albeit it was hard to like, as part of your group here, a lot of people were trying to contact you when they saw it going south really quick, right?
yeah.
And eventually you picked up the phone and you said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to pick up the phone, right? And talk to people and talk, you connected with Rob right after that. So like something like that's the beauty is like now you have these tools where you can like either call someone or listen to someone in that moment of pause before you make that step, right? It's like that moment of pause. It could have been a 10 minute, it could have been a day where you had that moment and you actually took some action, which was like contrary to everything that your body and your brain were telling you to do at that time. And you
Yep.
did it and you listened. And Rob probably told you, let's go to a meeting. And you probably did it, even though
But
you felt like you didn't want to.
James, what was the hesitation of like wanting to get help?
To the hesitation of wanting to get help.
Yeah, like to connect and reach out.
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with shame, if I'm being honest, right? And Rob actually like had me sharing about shame for like a month straight every time in the meeting. And
Yeah, I
like
remember
I've
that.
been instructed to share about shame today, because it
Yeah,
was like, you know, um, shame is like probably like one of the biggest reasons I used, and I think for most people
yeah,
that struggle with substance use end up using is due to a lot of shame. When shame is different than guilt, right? Shame,
yeah,
basically means you don't think you're good enough.
right,
Guilt means you did something bad, right?
right.
And you feel bad about it. Shame means that like I am bad, and
Yeah,
something's broken in me. And so, um, you know, just trying to go down a different path,
Right.
right? Not maybe having the success that I expect. And a lot of this is getting back into the whole who's running the show thing, right? Well, James was really running the show a lot back in that time. So when things didn't turn out exactly like I had imagined, right? And started to get a little tough, then, the shame started to creep back in. And when you feel like something's wrong with you, you don't want to reach out now for help. It's embarrassing, right? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, as a newcomer to sobriety, I mean, I haven't really experienced that yet, but what was it like that you thought that maybe you should have been able to tackle this on your own, that you were far enough in your recovery and you should have been, because that's something that I personally I would probably think that like I've made it this far, why the fuck can't I, get over this or work it out?
Yeah, and just to say real quick, I did not mean to make this meeting about me at
Nah,
all.
you're talking about shame. This is the big thing that people will connect
Yeah.
with more than any podcast we could ever have.
Yeah.
I kind of tend to agree a little bit, but like, it's you know, I think that yeah, we're conditioned in our society, as men especially, to not ask for help, right? I mean, and if you do, then you're less than, and that just only adds to the shame, right? In my
Right.
mind, in a lot of cases. And so there's a little perspective shift that I think we can all have on that. And I think I don't necessarily feel that way when I see somebody else that's vulnerable at all.
Right.
I definitely don't. I feel like that's much more of a stronger sort of person, right? Somebody that's actually vulnerable. But it's, been beaten into us for so long that when it's me, you know,
It's easier to express sympathy for someone other than yourself.
totally,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely, man. Yeah. Yeah. So,
That's when you just have a cupcake day.
Cheat
oh
day.
man, I miss the cupcake days, man.
I
Yeah.
didn't get the cupcake. Nobody
Oh,
saved me one. Nobody bought me one.
They wouldn't have held it. It's better there, It really
Put it on
is.
your
You're
calendar,
still
man.
but
I'm putting you all on my resentment list anyway, so
Fair enough. I'll get an amends out of it.
When are you coming
There
down
you
again
go.
for cheat day?
I think cheat day, everybody put it on the calendar of March 22nd, cheat day.
Or
when's
twice.
when's the Easter? Isn't that?
April, I think.
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah,
think.
yeah. Okay.
Not my holiday.
So I'll probably come down on Friday and then do the same thing, leave on
Um,
Sunday night or something like that.
coach talked to me about going up to see you his son and he really want to do that.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that is a strong possibility. I don't know when spring break is for kids, but it's right around that same time.
Yeah, well, it's in like 2 weeks.
Ooh,
March.
So,
He was talking about the last weekend in
Last
March.
week of March,
Yeah.
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 I'm out that weekend, unfortunately, but you
He
all
wants
have fun.
he wants to see
Well,
this little animal at the Point Defiance Zoo. This little, how he is with like little baby hippos and stuff.
because he looks like
Coach,
a baby hippo.
It's a tahir. I'll send you guys it's like a little, I don't know. It's pretty cute. I gotta be honest. It looks pretty cute
Till it grows up, right?
till it grows up and wants to eat your ass.
yeah.
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 You know how you counter that, James? You eat him first.
Eat him first, yeah, and kill it.
I think they're protected animals.
Yeah,
Especially
not
the
when they're
ones in
trying to eat
zoos.
me.
Yeah.
They're not protected then.
Especially the ones in zoos that people go to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
That is,
Oh
that's
man. Yeah.
Can't just go to the Sahara and kill some tahirs,
Mhm.
right?
Depends on how much money you have.
Yeah, good point.
I love it when animals turn on those hunters and they just get fucked up. It's glorious.
They just get fucked up.
There was this guy hunting this lion, and he thought the lion was down, and it was on video, and the fucking lion got a hold of him. It didn't kill him, but it like tore his leg up. It was
Made him think twice about hunting him again, though.
right, yeah. So
Yeah. Should we cash out?
yeah.
Cash out.
Let's
Love
cash
it.
out. Who wants to go first?
You.
Rob,
I'm still a good 7+. It's good to connect with you guys. Good to have some laughs. I'll fill you in all about my job shit next time. Um, yeah, that's all I got. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Is
Thanks, Rob.
Treehouse gonna
Yeah, I think so.
sweet? They
Yeah,
should.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I want to know. I want to know more.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Got to leave them wanting more, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. James, since you're on, you want to go?
Okay.
I'm here.
What's up? I'm probably like 8 now. I went up 1 point because of you guys. Thank you. I'll be in touch.
It's definitely not because of that husky shirt you're wearing. That I
Yeah.
know. I know.
Why are you wearing a husky shirt right now?
I mean, I am in Washington. Or, I mean, can you edit that out? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I didn't show you my O sticker. I have a
I
new.
saw I saw your O sticker on the car. Yeah, trust me.
He left a surprise under your seat.
Oh, great.
Sally. T-Bone.
T-Bone, you're
T-Bone.
I checked in or I bought in at a 8.5, and I would say I'm an 8.5 plus 8.75. Um, yeah, feeling good. This was good. I know. Yeah, I heard some really good things this morning and just got to get to see your faces. James, Seabass, haven't seen you guys in a minute. So
who's
I'll
going to
see.
the meeting tonight?
Me.
No, I'm different one. Different 5:30.
Ew. Good.
I'll check in. I'm at 8.5 still. Yeah, man, just just cruising along, looking forward to the day.
And that leaves
Brandon
me.
alcoholic.
I'm good. I went up despite the fucking rain that I'm looking at outside. I'm an 8. I got a few laughs out of you guys, so I'm doing good. And I'll see what 3 of you guys tonight. So
Yeah.
then we can shit talk about Rob not being there. Well, that wraps up this episode of Right Size Living. Thank you guys for participating, and most of all, thank you listeners for your attention. We hope you found this interesting and will join us again soon. Goodbye.